This video was brought to you by SAPNA NYC, Asian American Federation, and ONA.
The pandemic is far from over, and we as a community need to work together to stay healthy and safe. By actively testing and doing contact tracing, the spread of virus can be contained. If you are experiencing symptoms of COVID-19 or have been exposed to someone who tested positive, whether or not you are showing symptoms, go get tested. Testing is free all over the states for all people. Many places will not ask about immigration status or for insurance. If you live in Parkchester, Bronx, CityMD Parkchester Urgent Care provides testing without an appointment or referral. For those who live in Westchester Square, Bronx, CityMD Westchester Square Urgent Care is a free COVID-19 testing center.
If you live in Castle Hill, Stevenson Family Healthcare and AFC Urgent Care Throgneck offers free testing. Most CVS and Walgreens around the states also have COVID-19 testing sites as well, so call the one nearest to you for more information. Those living in Soundview and Hunts Point are close to testing centers mentioned above as well.
To find a testing site near you, visit coronavirus.health.ny.gov or call the COVID-19 hotline at 1-888-364-3065. NYC Health and Hospitals operates multiple COVID-19 testing sites throughout the 5 boroughs. Call your healthcare provider if you begin to experience symptoms to see what they recommend. And the only way to confirm if you have COVID or not is to get tested. There are two types of tests available: the rapid antigen test, which gets results in 15 to 30 minutes, and the PCR test, which gets results in 3 to 7 days. The PCR test is more accurate. Each testing site is different, but the testing will determine if you have COVID-19 at that time. The nasal swab testing will require the person that is giving the test to insert a long stick with a soft brush that goes all the way to the back of nose or throat. Since the body is not used to having an object back there, your eyes may tear. It is a similar feeling to getting water in your nose while swimming. Most people report that the whole process is quick, easy, and painless. They may test both nostrils to obtain a more accurate result. Afterwards, your tests will be available anywhere from within 24 hours to a week, depending on the type of test and testing center. If you have a reason to believe that you may have COVID-19, you should self quarantine until you receive a result. If you are showing symptoms of COVID-19, it is recommended to get a rapid test right away. If you have been exposed to someone who tested positive, but don't show any symptoms, it is recommended to get a PCR test. To decide which test is best for you, consult a physician or call the COVID hotline at 1-888-364-3065. If your results turn out to be positive, you must quarantine in your home to keep others from getting sick as well. Quarantining will help obtain the spread of COVID. Watch for fever of 100.4 Fahrenheit or over, or cough, shortness of breath, or other symptoms of COVID-19. Most of the time, recovery can be done at home in quarantine, and some people do not need to be hospitalized. However, it is important to constantly monitor your health and to reach out to health professionals if you experience severe symptoms. Sometimes it may be difficult to isolate if your apartment or house is small, especially if you live with elders or people with underlying medical conditions. If you are a resident of New York, you may qualify to self isolate in a hotel free of charge for up to 14 days if you do not have a safe place to self isolate or isolate from family members with COVID-19. To find out if you qualify, you can call 311 or 844 NYC for NYC between the hours of 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. One of the ways of preventing the spread of COVID-19 is to understand how it is spreading. If the city calls you, please pick up the phone. The Test and Trace Corp is a program to stop COVID-19 infections in New York City and help the city open back up. A contact tracer will call you to let you know that you have been around someone who tested positive for COVID-19. They will ask you a few questions and recommend you to quarantine and get tested. If you test positive COVID-19, you will receive a call from a contact tracer asking who you have been in contact with and where you have been. It is your job to let them know so they can contact the people near you and may have been exposed to the virus. This will help those around you to stay safe and cautious. If you need help finding a doctor or getting medical care, call Health and Hospitals Hotline at 844 NYC for NYC. The City of New York will provide medical care no matter what your immigration status is and regardless of your ability to pay. COVID-19 testing and treatment is not subject to public charge rule and will not impact you from getting a green card or citizenship in the future. Stay as safe as possible and limit your time spent around people who you do not live with. If you can social distance, always remember to wear your mask and wash your hands often for at least 20 seconds. Remember that working with the New York City contact tracers, we can help make sure that people who have been exposed are tested and quarantined if necessary. By taking care of yourself and being responsible, you can save lives and limit the spread of COVID-19.